Please take a seat.
Thank you.
First of all, please state your name for the record.
I'm Cho Suho, Director of Sector B07 in Anderson Robotics.
How are you related to Rotbird?
She is my friend, as well as my co-worker.
I see. So, let's get down to business. Was SCP-750 Core created by Anderson Robotics?
So to summarise, no, that's not our work. This unit was made in Germany during the Second World War, and was accidentally discovered by MC&D in an underground base in Hamburg, albeit in a very damaged and rusty state.
Did they only make SCP-750 Core, or did they make others as well?
They made others.
When did they specifically start to produce it?
Well, it was 1936 when Hitler initiated Project Reversal of Reversal. That's when the units started to be produced.
Can you tell us more about this project?
The project in question was a military robot production project that the Nazis had been running since 1936. The produced units were meant to secure buildings and occupy enemy territory efficiently, as well as quickly delivering intel and protecting key Nazi members.
So SCP-750 Core was one of the results of this project?
Yes, it was. It joined the 8th SS Cavalry Division Florian Geyer, and it participated in many battles alongside Hermann Fegelein. Several Jews and civilians were killed by the unit.
What conflicts did it participate in?
If I remember correctly, the Babi Yar massacre, the Belarus Scorched Earth policy, and the suppression of the Warsaw Uprising.
What did military officers think of SCP-750 Core? Was it received positively?
It was. Wherever it went, the Allies began to retreat or would even surrender. Unit 11 was the most capable unit they've ever produced. Even Hitler went from Berlin to Munich in order to meet it.
And SCP-750 Core was then found broken at an underground base in Hamburg, Germany after the war. And MC&D discovered it, right?
Correct.
Did SCP-750 Core break down during the war?
Unfortunately, it didn't. It's an exceptionally strong unit. You can't just destroy it that easily. Rather, the Nazis abandoned it.
Abandoned? Just like that?
Yeah. The Nazis deactivated Unit 11 and stored it in an underground base.
Why did the Nazis no longer want to utilize SCP-750 Core? Did it malfunction?
Well, about that. The 8th SS Cavalry Division, including Unit 11, was sent to the Eastern Front in 1943 to stop the Soviet Union. Since it completed its massacre missions perfectly and ruthlessly with formidable power, this was only a natural step after Stalingrad. However, when they got to the front, Unit 11 suddenly refused orders. It wouldn't budge despite Fegelein's best efforts. As Fegelein got riled up and drew out his pistol, it suddenly grabbed him with his hands and then threw him away. Just like that. Supposedly the bastard flew for about 6 meters. According to the report at the time, Unit 11 was emitting smoke from its gas mask as well as a blue light from its facial recognition lamp, all while it was muttering murderers to its colleagues.
A blue light?
Judging from our production manual, this was likely an artificial emotional deadlock error, which turns on the indicator lamp in question.
Is it common for an AI to protest like that?
It's not unheard of. As you know, the AI is difficult to make and control, even with the technology that Anderson Robotics possesses. If you set it too low, it's good for nothing, and if you set it too high, it won't be easy to control. It was probably Harass that caused this, a person in charge of Unit 11, as he had programmed the AI's intelligence too high. According to our company's engineers, that is. You know who Harass is, right? The guy who founded the Fourth Reich after the war.
So for what I'm gathering, SCP-750 Core was malfunctioning because Harass took charge of it. What do you think?
Well, some people have the same thought as you. According to the report, Unit 11 acts as if it had a real human soul, not like an emotionless robot.
Is this one of the reasons why Harass left the Third Reich?
No, it isn't. But it was a shock to many people at the time. While the Eastern Front was being overtaken by the Soviet Union, instead of utilizing a high-end mechanical soldier, the Germans were betrayed by it. Maybe this is why the SS started viewing Russ unfavourably.
Can you tell us what happened to SCP-750 Core after these events?
The Nazis had destroyed any related documents to prevent embarrassment, but by the time they did so, several people already knew about Unit 11. It helped several Jews escaped, smashed Reinhard Heydrich's tomb, and rescued civilians on the front line. What's more, I heard there are several cases in Allied records that it passed much of the Nazis' classified information to the resistance. Sometime after these deeds, it was by itself for about 3 months, and from there it was captured and deactivated by the 1st Panzer Division.
How did they deactivate SCP-750 Core? Did they use tools like purpose-built weapons or remote control devices?
They were able to deactivate it with blueprints for Unit 11 that the Nazi scientists provided. If it wasn't for the blueprints, then the 1st Panzer Division would have got their asses kicked.
Do you know anything about those blueprints? Does someone or a group of people have them right now?
I wouldn't know, but I heard that MC&D had ownership, but that all went to hell when the Chaos Insurgency attacked them.
So that's what happened. I understand.
Well, that's all I know anyway. I don't know any details.
It's alright. Let's call it a day. Agent Alexei, I'd like to ask you to take Mr. Cho Suho outside. SCP-750 Core is a humanoid figure dressed in a military uniform that's commonly associated with the Nazi Party in World War II and a steel gas mask that formerly resembled a GP2 gas mask. SCP-750 Core is equipped with both an exo and endoskeleton. The endoskeleton of SCP-750 Core is connected to the gas mask. Said gas mask is able to power SCP-750 Core's endo and exoskeleton by converting gas that is typically associated with chemical warfare into electrical energy. The molecular structure of the exoskeleton and endoskeleton has an artificial lattice form, both consisting of a mixture of metals. SCP-750 Core has the following engraved on its head: W222. Along with this, SCP-750 Core has several other markings present on its form, which includes the following: a symbol of Schutzstaffel on the right wrist, the logo of Anderson Robotics located on its left wrist, and Marshall Carter in dark on its left ankle. Following are other modifications present on SCP-750 Core's body. Shoulders. Within the shoulders of SCP-750 Core, there are pockets of fluid that have the ability to cause the subject to suffer from myocardial infarctions and cause hemorrhages within the brain, resulting in memory loss. Said substance can be administered via SCP-750 Core's thumb, pinky, or middle finger. When the pockets are depleted, the endoskeleton will automatically begin producing more. Arms. Inside of the arms of SCP-750 Core, there is a chamber that houses approximately 330 caliber bullets. Analysis of said bullets has traced them back to a unique run created by Anderson Robotics. SCP-750 Core is able to use their index and ring finger to fire. Bullets typically leave SCP-750 Core at speeds approximating 1,300 meters per second. Volumes of bullets that exit SCP-750 Core are typically less than 5 decibel. Once the chamber is depleted, the exoskeleton will automatically begin to produce more. Left side of the head. A button consisting of both silver and copper. When pressed, a second exoskeleton will be produced surrounding SCP-750 Core's body. The second layer of SCP-750 Core's endoskeleton has a molecular structure similar to carbon nanotubes, thus preventing nearly all forms of physical attacks and explosives. The endoskeleton of SCP-750 Core has a power transfer unit that allows it to turn its electrical output into kinetic energy. Due to this, it has the ability to run speeds that average out to 50 meters per second. Along with this, an internal device within SCP-750 Core allows itself to be cloaked for up to 2 weeks, though SCP-750 Core can turn off the ability at will. SCP-750 Core is able to feel both heat and cold, despite lacking the necessary organs and systems. SCP-750 Core has a strong adverse reaction to a light greater than 93 lumens. When exposed to light above 100 lumens, SCP-750 Core will shut down. This is believed to be due to SCP-750 Core's original purpose of guarding facilities run by Marshall Carter in dark. Later examinations of SCP-750 Core determined that it was damaged during an attempted raid by the Chaos Insurgency sometime during 2003. The high-intensity discharge shut-off system is vulnerable to serious damage through the visual recognition device if the system is exposed to light higher than 100 lumens. SCP-750 Core was initially discovered by the Foundation following reports of a conflict between two non-GOIs in Gwangyangshi and Jeollanam-do in South Korea during 2003. At the time of deployment, the Chaos Insurgency and Anderson Robotics members were engaged in the conflict, and SCP-750 Core was discovered by Mobile Task Force Gamma-13. which was deployed to quell the conflict between the two groups of interest. 2 innocent robotics members were arrested at the scene, and several additional documents related to SCP-750 were collected. SCP-1517-JP is a group of military combat humanoid units, measuring 1.81 meters in height and massing 155 kilograms. While obscured due to age and wear, the remnants of a Hakenkreuz painted onto SCP-1517-JP's right shoulder are recognizable. The following inscription is present on the back of each object: W200, Ras 1940. Based on the contents, it can be determined that these objects were created by Mr. Ras, the leader of the group of interest Fourth Reich, during his work for the Third Reich. SCP-1517-JP are primarily composed of an alloy closely similar to high-grade duralumin. The object's eyes are made of glass and are suspected to be capable of sight. SCP-1517-JP is entirely mechanical, and active entities are capable of autonomous movement. As SCP-1517-JP instances are highly resilient, inspection of their internals is difficult. In addition, as they possess a slow-acting ability for self-repair, the object is impossible to fully neutralize. Some of the SCP-1517-JP currently in containment are in an inactive state. Inspection of the interior of these entities has shown that there is an empty space in their chests, which indicates that the power source has been removed. Following the defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945, SCP-1517-JP-1, in an inactive state, was retrieved by the main Foundation. Up until the discovery of SCP-1517-JP-2, SCP-1517-JP-1 was thought to be an isolated anomaly. Addendum 1. From the retrieved documentation, prior to becoming active, SCP-1517-JP-1 possessed the following abilities: Artificial Intelligence, the ability to fire machine guns attached to both arms, a high degree of physical ability. Further research into the object is planned. Addendum 2. On the 1946, while investigating post-war Japan, the Foundation discovered a similar object to SCP-1517-JP-1 in the forest on Iwajima and moved it to Site 81AZ. Following this, the entity discovered in Germany was designated SCP-1517-JP-1, and the newly discovered instance in Japan was designated -2. SCP-1517-JP-2 was discovered to possess traces of an Ishoki painted on his left shoulder, and was in an inactive state similarly to SCP-1517-JP-1. Based on the area surrounding its retrieval location, it is suspected that SCP-1517-JP-2 wasn't used in a combat capacity. Investigation is ongoing. Addendum 3. Following investigation revealed that SCP-1517-JP-2 was sent to the Empire of Japan at the signing of the Tripartite Pact between Germany, Italy, and Japan. Following this, SCP-1517-JP-2 was under the management of the Imperial Japanese Army, and was used in combat multiple times. Addendum 4. With this discovery, the Foundation carried out an interview with a former Nazi scientist.
Let's start the interview.
Understood.
Do you know about SCP-1517-JP, or rather, I believe you called it W200?
Yes. In fact, it was a collaboration between Ras and myself.
Please, tell me more.
In 1940, Julian from the Totenkopf asked me to make a duplicate of a robot for him. The same year, I reported that I had successfully duplicated it, and the same day, it was decided that I would work with Ras.
The same day?
Yes. Either way, Ras seemed to be involved in making units for a decent while before that. However, in order to do that, he needed people, experience, and a prototype. And at that point he was looking for people. Though I don't know if it's just my conceit, he might have marked me since long ago.
Go on.
After that, Ras and I made the W200. Ras had put a duplication mechanism on them, so that they could be manufactured indefinitely. After the practical tests, though it was just a prototype, we started to use them as disposable weapons. Perhaps we produced them in the right numbers.
I see. But if you were to make so many of them, it drained the country's coffers, no? Would that not be a problem?
No, the party immediately saw that. However, Russ immediately started work on another kind of unit. At that point, Julian had another idea.
Go on.
He suggested we sell a W200 to other groups, and we took his idea.
Who did you sell them to?
There weren't that many of them, but they were quite large scale. The main ones were Prometheus, Martial Culture, and Dark, but we also made sales to smaller ones. When sales were hard, we had to sell them off via hearsay and hide their origins. And also, when we made the pact with Japan and Italy, as a gift of goodwill, we sent a W200 to each company. Soon enough, the W200 were not used for much other than as a product.
And did that help the combat prospects of the Nazis?
It let us expand our territory in 41, I believe. After that, we used the money from sales to fund more robot production and unit research. That proposal really gave the higher-ups a lot of material to do that, but in the end, we failed. We were attacked by the Soviets and the units were destroyed. There can't be too many left of them. That's all I know. As for where the last W200s went, I'm sorry, but I don't know.
Thank you for the information. We'll end it here.
From the information obtained, it was later determined that the object was used in Project Reversal of Reversal. Project Reversal of Reversal was a project under the direct leadership of Adolf Hitler to create robot squadrons in order to protect important bases and high-ranking Nazi officials, as well as for rapid maneuverability in combat. Addendum 5. Following the interview, the Foundation conducted a further investigation of the information retrieved from the Nazi science program. Following this, suppression of various groups of interest indicated in the documents led to the retrieval of 17 further SCP-1517-JP instances, both active and inactive, which have been designated SCP-1517-JP3 to 19 and stored in nearby containment sites. As active instances are confirmed to exist, the containment procedures have been revised, and the object class has been raised to Euclid. Further changes of object class are in consideration.
Do you know about SCP-1517-JP, or rather, I believe you called it WD-40, yeah, sure. Or rather, I believe you called it why WD-40? Do you know about SCP-1517-JP, or rather, I believe you called it why can't I say W200, not WD-40. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me?